So back with some more work to do here. As you can see, this whole first part with the chassis, except for these wheels, are completed now. And so I'm gonna go ahead and complete these wheel portions as well, but then we come to a slightly more involved task in part 2 here. So we need to take out those small parts, which are, let's see, there we go, right here, those very small parts. So I need to take them out carefully. Then I need to paint them in silver steel metallic, number 90, which number 9, I believe, 91, I'm sorry, okay, 91, which I fortunately have, so I'm going to paint with that one. And then I will also need to paint the sides of these larger wheels that will go to those like larger shafts below. So quite a lot of things before we can wrap the thing around, which is another process I will describe. But for now, I think let's just go ahead and get those two large wheels. And the orientation, we have to be careful. So this side, so it's like this now. So we should have these in there. Yeah. So let's take these out carefully without damaging the gears, hopefully. Okay, I think it came out kind of, well, it's frustrating when you can't feel if it came out. Yeah, it definitely came out. One more here. There was a time I never used snippers. I just used my modeling knife, but that's a good way to, you know, and in the last part I always rotate them to get out like that. So it's useful, no doubt, for some of the jobs, but for some of them it can be a little too heavy of a tool. So unfortunately, again, with this part, our gears, part of our gears there are basically gone, but that's something to live with, I suppose. And there's no paint job involved here, so I can just see if it fits, kind of, sort of. Not great fit really, actually, so I don't know why. But that's where it's supposed to go. Yeah, now it fits. That's it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this nipped part down, come to face down, so it will not be too much of a trouble. And I'm using again this contact glue, which is very forgiving, but it also means it will take a lot of time for it to dry. So I can use it a little more generously, still not too much, but you know, more. Oops, that's too much. That's what I was talking about when I said too much, like dripping off it. But the trade-off is I need to wait a lot longer to, you know, wait for it and make sure this is coming down here and make sure it fits the right way. Yes, I need to hear that click. So, and this is in a very good position. You can just hold it like this and it's in the right place. Maybe push slightly, but yeah. Let's wait for 10 seconds. And while I'm lifting my hand up, I have to be very gentle so as not to, because it sticks to my finger as well, and it tends to come up, so I have to be real slow with that. But anyway, there's that. So now I'm gonna have to wait a while for this to dry up, but I cannot be idle at that time. So let's start with this tiny things that I talked about, and we're gonna use a particular method of painting them. You'll see in a minute. So let's start getting those things kind of out. Some of these are, you know, connected to the sprue in 4 places, so they're not really easy to take off. And I don't know if they will require some filing in the end. So I'm not sure, but I have to be careful. Actually, let me just put these pieces in there so they don't get lost, which is very likely. They're so small, and especially they have these small pieces have a tendency to just, there you go, jump off to places you don't want, especially if it's on a carpet or something like that. It's a goner, like you can spend hours trying to find it. So this portion I really have to be careful to not to push them too much. They come out quite easily. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to apply some filing to them, which I probably should, but see how it goes. By the way, I'm in something like a week-long vacation right now, so that's how I'm able to find the time to do something like that. I still need to squeeze in a lot of computer time to do my other work, but for just barely enough time to do this kind of small scale work. I'm not thinking I'm gonna be able to start another one, even a small one like this 1/76 scale, but we'll see how it goes. I hope this will be a good one. I'm hoping. I have decided not to paint the overall body of the tank because it's in desert camouflage anyway. Obviously I will still do the tools. I will paint the tools and figures and the diorama part as well, but for the body of the tank I'm just not gonna bother. I'm not entering into a competition or anything like that. It's just for personal fun project. So let's get this done. It's modeling therapy. As with all therapy, it can sometimes annoy you, but mostly works. Get down you, yeah. And I hope I have all those pieces, which should be 8 in total. Yeah, 3, 6, 8, yeah. Down, and these are, I believe, some of the smallest pieces there. Well, maybe we have some smaller pieces here, like, I don't know, these ones, but I think that's one of the most difficult things taking care of there. So, okay, in some of these, I will need some cutting, basically, to make them free of the things, but I need to be, again, very careful to hold them properly and not cut my finger in the process. That's the important thing. So if you can see here, just there's a flash there. Get it off. It's not perfectly round. So I'm going to put it up just to tell myself it's kind of cleaned up. I could file them further probably, but I'm not sure if it'd be even visible too. Like after the assembly. These will be visible, but I'm not sure if such a small imperfection will be discernible, especially in such a small model. Again, I would probably be going about it differently if it were for a competition or something like that, but for personal project, not really. I'm not going to go into too much. And the scale is just really small, so it's not really worth too much effort in my opinion, considering again that this is a hobby project, not for to showcase. If you're gonna look with a magnifying glass, yeah, you will find flaws and so on, but just gonna quite honestly gather dust because I can make cases for all of my models and just be on display, gather some dust for a few years, and I don't really think it will last 10 years or something like that. Like, unless it's properly sealed or something. Which, you know, again, for this kind of model, I'm not going to bother with doing. But there it is. Yeah, this looks round enough, maybe just a tad. And it's really tricky because if you take too much, as I did with some of these here, it lose its roundness, you know. It's not round anymore, and it's not a good sign, but good look. But yeah, it's like a trade-off. If you take too much, it can be like flat out if you cut too much while you're trying to get rid of the flesh. If you cut too much, that portion will be just straight. It will not be round anymore, and you don't want that, obviously. But it's, again, it's a matter of nitpicking, really. But I have to get the shapes right before painting in any case, because these babies will be visible outside of the tank. They will come to those top rows right here. Definitely some tweezer use will be warranted, and see how it goes. Okay, I think most of these are round enough, especially when viewed from the front. You know, I don't see any like huge imperfections. And I don't want to risk cutting the, you know, main structure of the piece rather than just the flash, and it's always a risk. So and yeah, see, this is an example. I cut too much and it's like straight in this part now, so but nothing to do about it really. So I'm making just one more pass to see if there's anything I can, you know, complete before I put them on sticks and start painting them. Okay, they look fine. So let's close our knife. That goes with any knife that has a cover or folding capability. When we are not using it, we have to cover it or fold it, whatever. It should never be, if we don't intend to use it at that point in time, it should be closed. So here's what I'm thinking of doing right now. I'm gonna get some blue tack and I'm gonna stick each piece on top of that, and this will be a good like way to paint them, I believe. So let me get some blue tack. Let's take our blue tack out. So we have like a set of these, and I think I'm just gonna cut a piece because I'm gonna use a very small piece. I can use just this top portion really. I don't need. There you go. That's all the blue tack I need for this purpose. Let's put it back. Okay, so I can use even like half of this, I think. It elongates as it should, but the idea is just putting one top like this, so you can have something like that, like a pin on top of a pin, and you put the piece so that like you want only the bottom to touch, okay? Because all other surfaces should be painted. And yeah, I'm gonna do this I'm going to continue doing it with several of the others. Actually, I can use just the other side of it, so without just wasting this one. Let's put it like this. Yeah. And put another one here. Make sure the right side is up, because it does make a difference in this case. And this is a wonderful platform to paint. It's going to be fun to paint. So I will have 3 more of these and make them ready for the painting process. Meantime, something I can do is, oh no, that's really terrible. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and use my regular glue. That's just driving me crazy. This just shouldn't be happening at all. I mean, I shouldn't wait this long for it to settle, right? I'm gonna just get my regular like polycement glue. Yeah, you're ignoring my own advice, leaving the cap open. But anyway, so we're gonna do 4 of these in total for 8 of these small pieces seen here, and we're gonna paint them. I already have some water ready here, and I'm gonna use this beautiful piece as like a palette to mix the paint, which I already have in my set here. It's the 90, I think, yes. So it will be ready for use, and be back with more later. That's cut point. Start. So we got 3 more toothpicks here, and let's go ahead and get more blue tacks to wrap our small pieces in. Let's see. Go out carefully. I'm just going to go ahead and take 2 of those small pieces here. Yeah, this one cut like this. So I'm hoping it should come out as I want. More or less. So I think I can use 1 piece per tack. So one goes like this, one goes like this, and let's get, the toothpick is like a really essential tool for model making in my opinion, and blue tack too. I had when I was much younger, I made models with using nothing more than just the modeling blade, paint obviously, but only, you know, brush and nothing else, and just one kind of paint by just one kind of glue as well, and the results were not very good. So now I'm gonna incorporate those like modern inventions, if you like, such as blue tack. Well, toothpick is not very recent probably, but I was late to the party, so to speak, and I'm hoping to see some good improvements in my models, the use of these techniques. We will see together if it works. And one more small piece I'll have. This is much smaller, not very well balanced, but still okay. And those pieces are very small as well, so it shouldn't be a big problem. It's just like this, yeah. It's okay because we don't we'll need to paint the like behind the piece. We just need to paint the exterior surfaces. So that's good enough in my opinion. Let's take one more piece out from here. Like this. Okay, should be fine. Yep. Came just right. So again, I'm going to allocate 2 per pick. This toothpick is not very regular shaped, by the way, some quality control issues, but no problem, I can still use it just as well. And set it there strongly. Just make sure the outer surfaces are accessible as always. Let's take the cover out of this. Yes. I think I'm gonna create like a trash bin close by because there's so much trash that is produced during the process, and like you can get rid of immediately, otherwise it's just gonna clog up and accumulate. So yeah, let's put the blue tack back. We have these 8 small pieces now ready for painting, and we have the paint, we have water, we have everything we need. We have some brushes here, and see you at the painting section.